Good morning, students. Myself, BADI ALEKHYA, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, RMD Engineering College. Today, we are going to discuss a simple Java program with and without using object. So, here is our first program. So, we are aware of what is the structure of Java program. So the first line under Java program will represent documentation. It's the optional one. So what's the purpose of using documentation now? What you are going to do, we are going to mention under your comment lines. So and after that including thingies, the first line in Java programming, we are going to mention the package. So here import java.io.star is representing package. So here IO representing input output package. Based on the need of the program, we are going to add the packages in your Java programming. So and after that, the followed line of package is class. So here Java is purely object oriented programming language. So we are going to start our program definitely by using class. What is the syntax for declaring or defining a class now? So here the keyword which is used to define the class is class followed by class name. So here the keyword is class, it's followed by class name. Here what's the class name I am giving here is first, and after that I am going to mention the beginning of class block. So beginning of class block will be indicated by using this open flower brace. So irrelevantly we are not opening the flower braces and close the flower braces whenever needed. When you are starting the class, when you are starting your main method, when you are starting your methods, and when you are starting your conditions, whenever needed only we are going to consider the blocks beginning and block ending. The block beginning will be indicated by open flower brace and the block ending will be indicated by closing flower brace. If you observed here, I am taking a class, name is first, and I open my beginning of the block. After opening beginning of the block by using this open flower brace, I am writing the main method. If you observe the main method, Java is case sensitive. When you are writing the keyword, should be careful. So all are lower case only here, public, static, void, main. So we are aware of access specifier. Here public will represent access specifier and static will represent non-access specifier for memory maintenance, and void is the return type. Here main will indicating that where your program execution starts and where your program execution will end. And you are aware of JVM, Java Virtual Machine bytecode generations. So here we are, for bytecode generation we are using string array variable. So here if you observe here, string is the data type. So we consider the starting letter of string as caps. So this represents string array variable. String array, this subscript operator will mention array variable. And after that, for main I am going to open the beginning block. So whenever you are starting the class, there you have to open the beginning block, and after whenever you are starting the main method, surely you have to use beginning block. And system.out.println, like C and C++, you have C out and printf. In C we are using printf, in C++ we are using C out. Like that in Java, for printing the particular statements in your program, we are using a line called as system.out.println. So under that, observe, be careful when you are representing the keyword system. So Java is case sensitive, the first letter should be caps. And after that, within the brackets, whatever the content I am going to mention in the double quotes, we call it as string. So whatever the content I am provided under the double quotes will be printed as it is to the screen. When I am run this program, what is the output we are going to get means, so welcome to AIML department. So here I am not executing any logics, just I am writing a simple program how to print a content by using simple Java program. So let us move to the next program. If you observe this program, here I am going to consider two packages. So import java.io.star, import java.util.star. So here IO package, it is util package, but here in this program I am not going to utilize this util package. So if you observe here, I am going to consider a, because whenever I am going to take, we have two types of inputs. At compile time we are providing input, at runtime we are going to provide the input. So in this program I am going to provide the input at compile time. In the next program I will teach to you how to provide the input at runtime. So at that time only we are in need of the package util. So if you observe here, for this program we just needed the package import java.io.star. When I am going to entering into the program, so everybody after aware of that, after completed the packages we are going to give mention the class. So class followed by class name. What is the class name I mentioned here? The class name is add, and after that following the beginning of the block, the beginning of the block will be indicated by open flower brace, and after that again we have main method like C++ main method is there. Like in Java, our main method will be declared na public static void main. Again I repeat, this public will represent access specifier, this static will represents non-access specifier, this void represents the return type, and main will indicates how, where our program execution will start and where our program execution will end. So inside the brackets we are going to consider the string array variable for bytecode generation. So if I observe here, I am directly passing the input values at my compile time. So I am assigning directly the value of A is 2 and the value of B is 3. So everybody knows to, when you perform any operation, you want to store that operation value in some another variable. I am declaring a variable C. So this variable C will be helpful to store the value of A plus B. So if you observe the logic here, I am writing a simple program to perform the addition between the two variables. So I am going to perform the operation between the two variables. So A plus B. So A will take the value of 2 and B will take the value of 3. That value is stored. So I again did, you are aware of it. Again I repeated, whenever you are going to store the values in any programming language, you have to assign from right to left. So my value after applying 2 plus 3, the value 5 is stored in C. So what is the statement we are going to use to print the output under your Java programming? So system.out.println. So be careful, addition of A and B in double quotation it is there. So it will indicates that the content is displayed on the screen. When whatever the things I mentioned it in a double quote, it's directly printed on the screen. So in my output, addition of A and B is printed. What this plus C in represents now? There is no double quotations, there is no single quotations, it's not considered as string, it's not considered as character. So when I simply mention C means it's going to check whether the variable is present in our program or not. It's checked. So the variable is present. What is the variable will contains? The variable will contains the value 5. So therefore in output you will get addition of A and B is 5. So be aware of that. You just understand a simple concept. Whatever the contents you provided under the double quotations will be considered as it is and printed on your screen. If I run this program, addition of A and B is printed. What this plus 2 will do now? There is no single quotation, there is no double quotation. It will consider it as variable. It's directly move the compiler to that particular variable. Where this particular variable is present here. What this variable will contain? The value result is 5. So that value will be printed. These are some basics you have to be aware when you are writing a Java program. So come to the next program. If the same example I am going to use for runtime input. So I already mentioned in the previous program, if I want to give a runtime input, I have to use this special package called util package. Remember that if I want to give a runtime input, if I want to use any scanner class in your program, we have to use which package? Util package. So first lines of your Java program starts with package, and after that I am going to move to the class. So class followed by class name, and it's opened. Beginning of the block will be indicated by open flower brace. Again I mentioned irrelevantly we won't open the flower brace and close the flower brace. Based on the need we have to open it. In what scenarios we are going to use this open flower brace and close flower braces now? In case of class, in case of main method, in case of conditions, and in case of method. Here we are using class and main, so their open flower brace will be opened. So again directly come, these are a previous discussion, we will come to the program. So I am considering the three variables here, a, b, c. When you observe the previous program, I am not there I am providing the value of b and value of a and value of b. When you observed in this program, I am not providing the values of a and b here. I have to get the values differently for each and every time when I am going to run the program. Every time if I run the program, I have to give the new values of a and b. Now I have to use a class called scanner. This is a scanner class. So this scanner class will comes under which package? Util package. So you have to observe that whenever you are using scanner class in your program, in your packages you surely mention that import java.util.star. So observe it here, the scanner is the class. I am creating the object for the scanner class. So whenever a class is there, I am creating an object. So here what is the object I am creating? SC. Ma'am, I have to create only the object SC. Na? You can create any type of object, A or B or C, anything, but it should be unique when you are creating an object for the scanner class. So that object you are not going to use for the variable declarations. Again, what is this new will be do now? In Java programming, new keyword is used for memory allocation. So and after that these new keyword will followed by again scanner class will be providing memory under the system in. So how this is the syntax for scanner class. Scanner, there should be caps, and you create any object for the scanner class, creating memory for the scanner class. So and after that how to like in C we are using control strings %d scanf, like that in C++, C in, C out, like that. Here how to get an input for A, how to get an input for B now. So what is the object we are creating for the scanner class here? SC. So by using this SC and everything, you know, if you want to access any object, we are using dot operator. So the object of scanner class is S and dot. I am going to get which type of input? Integer. So here I am taught you a new concept. When you are ready to accept an integer value under Java, we have a method called nest int. So should be careful when you are typing the nest int, nest, nest, and the second keyword, if you observe, this nest int is a combination of two words. So nest, when you are starting the second keyword in Java, whatever in methods, if you are having the two words combinations, so the nest more than one word, the nest keyword letter, sorry, the nest keyword will start with caps. So if you observe nest integer, the I should be caps. So if the same thing, if it is float, what you have to do? Nest float. If it is double, here you are going to get nest double. So under float F should be caps, under double D should be caps. If you are considering a string, please note it in your books. If you are considering a string, instead of int, float, double, we are not going to write it as nest string, we are going to write it as nest line. So line, their line L should be caps. So in my program now I am going to thought only simple programs. Here I am considering only integers, that's why I am taking the input. Again I repeated the explanation. Here this is the object, so SC is the object. By using this object dot, which type of input I am going to get? Integer. For that, what is the Java default method? Nest int. Under int I should be caps. For taking the second value, same syntax, and after that I am performing the operation. Same like that in the previous explanation, whatever the contents present in the double quotes will be printed as it easily, consider it as string, and the variable will moves the cursors to the variable C. What is the values, whatever the values I am providing for A and B, considering that values and performing the operation and store that value in the variable C. In this way only we are going to consider the runtime input. Now same program we are going to convert into class and object. How we are going to convert this program into class and object? Same program, if I observe here, again I am considering the packages. If you observe that, class followed by class name, beginning of the class block, public. So if you observe here, I am not writing my main method, I am writing one function. So in C++ you are aware of that, how to write a function. Again I revised you people how to write a function. This is access specifier, public is the access specifier, void is the return type, and after return type you have to mention the function name. So access specifier, return type and function name. So this access specifier is optional, but compulsory you have to mention the return type and the function name. And after that same thing I am creating three variables. I am using the scanner class. For using a scanner class, which type of package you have to use? Util package. And after that I am going to take two integer type of inputs at the runtime. That's why I mentioned A, B. So for getting this runtime input, which type of object I have to use? The scanner class object I have to use. For integer I have to use nest int. So after performing the operations, result will be stored. Up to this will be same, but here instead of opening main method I am creating one function. So what is the name of the function? Addition. So listen carefully, don't get confused at this part. Here it is the function, it is not a main method. Here I am using this normal method, it's not a main method. If you want to execute a normal method in your Java programming, you have to create an object at the main function. Okay, I repeat the point again, listen it carefully. Whenever you are declaring or whenever you are defining one method in the class of Java programming, it should be only accessible by creating an object in the main method. If you observe here, what is this function? It is not a main method, it's a normal method. What is the name of this method? Addition. So how to create an object in the main method? So if you observe that I am not closing the class here, I open the class and I open my normal method. The name of the method is addition and I close. So all students will did a mistake, they just put public void addition. They don't use this parenthesis. These parentheses will indicate this is a function. What this parenthesis will indicate? This is a function. I opened the function and I performed some operation in the function. I closed it, but I didn't close this class. Please observe it. I didn't close the class. So if I didn't close the class, I can create main method without any some other classes. So I didn't close the class here. That's why I am using the class for my main method also. So if you observe here, what is the main method representation? So here it is public static void main. So inside this thing we have to get a string array variable. String array, the subscript operator will represent array and this is the variable. So now we are going to conclude our session by how to creating an object. So what is the name of your class? So whenever you are creating an object, your concentration will be present on the name of your class. What is the name of your class? Name of the class is add. So here I am going to consider the add. So whenever you are creating an object, you have to know what is the name of the class. For that class you have to create one variable. That variable you have to call it as an object. So my class name is add and I am creating a. Ma'am, compulsory have to create a variable a na? No, you can create any type of name. For example, F, T, G, like that you can take anything, or A, B, B, like that you can take anything. What is the syntax? Class name, object name equal to, whenever I am creating an object, surely I need a memory for that object. For that I am using a keyword new. Not of students and me also sometimes did a mistake. When object I am going to mention here. You are not going to mention your object here. You are going to mention your class. For that class only we are allocating the memory. Again I repeat the syntax for creating an object. First you mention your class name. On beside of your class name you have to create an object equal to, for allocating the memory of the class you are using a keyword new. So new add. So what is the object you are going to create for the class? Here for the class add I am creating an object add. So I recall the definition of using object. What is the importance of objects in your Java programming is, here if you observe the program, this is not your main method. This is the normal method you created in your program for your purpose. If you created a method in your program, surely you have to create an object in your main method to access the normal method. What is the name of the normal method here? Addition. To access this normal method in main method you have to create an object. How to create an object? Class name object equal to, for allocating the memory we are using the new keyword add. This is the class name. By using this object only I am going to call the normal method. What is the normal method I am declaring in the program? Addition. So to call this addition I am using this object a dot addition. If I call this a dot addition only, the compiler will move to this place and it executes the content present in this addition definition. So in this way we are creating the objects and we are accessing the member functions of the class. So in the next class I will meet you with the new concept. Thank you.